Hey folks, it's Roy from A Geek's Adventures. Woo! Hey, so last week did the review of Wonder Woman. Like half of the Western world, the other half went, crap, sold out until tomorrow. So 15 minutes of rambling, fanning out, going, yeah. Actually, that was the official theatrical release. When I originally did the review, just going off, rambling, yay! And at some point, I looked at the clock on my phone and went 25 minutes. So stopped it, got it all set up to go onto YouTube, yada yada yada. And then as it's downloading and all the other junk, I get a little message going, jackass, you ain't paying for this. No, you don't get to talk about this for 25 minutes. Gotta shorten it. So the recut, the official theatrical cut of the review was the 15 minutes you got. So what is this? This is the Wonder Woman review extras. Woo! Yay, more stuff. How much more stuff? I'm not too sure. We'll find out. Oh, and of course, remember, spoiler shield. Spoiler shield. What am I saying? Spoiler shield. This flippin' movie's been out for a week. Isn't a week like the magic number before it's like, sorry folks, you're on your own now. Anyway, so what was the extra amount of junk I was talking about? Well, number one, actually, okay. One of the criticisms about, not Wonder Woman, actually about Man of Steel, was how basically he's kind of I don't know what I want to do. What direction do I want to go? Which kind of irritates the crap out of some people. I like what Snyder was trying to do with Man of Steel. Don't throw stuff at your screen, okay? Give me a sec. And at least wait until after this or make comments or something, then throw stuff at your device, because it's your device. I don't care. Anyway, what I think Snyder was doing was, the big deal with Superman in the industry in general. He's the first. First. It's kind of like saying Elvis Presley was the first rock and roll star ever, to which you'll get a lot of this kind of thing. Same thing with Superman. I mean, what about the Shadow? What about Zorro? You get the idea. But in general, he's considered to be the icon that started the ball rolling for comic books and superheroes and a lot of yada yada yada. So he is the trendsetter. Also, from the onset, at least in the comics, and especially in Richard Donner and Christopher Reeve's seminal film that I know a lot of you young folks are going, y'all keep talking about that dang movie. Folks who are like 35 and over, the film's iconic. For a long laundry list of reasons that's another vlog episode in of itself. But in terms of the history, he's the one that officially sets the paradigm for everything. The idea that it is my destiny. It is the choice. What happens to make you go, damn, yeah, I gotta do this. Me personally, one of the most beautiful moments in any film in general, in Donner's Superman, is actually nothing to do with Christopher Reeve. Has nothing to do with the suit. Just before Jonathan dies, he's having the talk with Clark. Clark's all pissed. I can't show anyone anything. Yada yada yada. And it's this beautiful heart-to-heart talk where he talks to him and tells him, look, we've been worried about people taking you away, but we know something else. All this power you have, it's for a reason. Okay? It's not this on high destiny and all this stuff, but you got a lot of special stuff. And it's not just to show off. It is for a purpose. It is for something important. So please, it is a wonderful moment. And the parents are imparting upon him the fact that it's your duty in some way to do what you can with what you have been given. Snyder takes a more contemporary look at the character where it's now. And we're at a point where between politics, cynicism, everything, Jesus shows up on your doorstep. People don't quite react in it. Yay! Thank you for being here for helping. Which is something that, especially Batman v Superman, yeah, lots of problems, blah blah blah, but is very good at capturing the idea that yeah, Jesus showed up, and you know what? Not everybody likes Jesus showing up, or some people may like it a little too much, and it gets creepy. Now, and like I was saying, some people are uncomfortable with that feeling because Superman is the standard bearer. So you end up having 2 films of Superman kind of, do I really want to do this? Which is totally different from what he traditionally symbolizes. Now, in Wonder Woman, in this film, it's really a Superman film. It is the Superman story. And she's been given all this ability from the beginning with Hippolyta. You're destined for something kind of big, girl. You're meant for a lot, not just to learn how to beat the crap out of people. There's something really big coming up. And you come to that seminal scene in No Man's Land. I love how, talking with friends of mine who've seen the movie, talking about the movie in general, everyone comes back to No Man's Land. The fact that scene drives the film. That scene emphasizes the destiny she takes by the neck and goes, we doing this and we kicking ass. So, like I said, she has taken Superman's place in a lot of ways. She's the one that makes the choice. She's the one that decides, no, the line is drawn, and guess what? We're done. So that that I think in some ways, literally, one way to look at this film, in some ways, is a reboot for the DC universe, the DC extended universe. To create the, just as Iron Man was, all these parallels flying all over the place. She becomes the one that starts it all. The other thing that popped into my head, oops, where'd that comic book go? The idea of Wonder Woman, oh, there it is, it's on my lap, duh. The idea of Wonder Woman being the most amazing, badass fighter, period. I'm a Batman fan. So, traditionally Batman is the deadliest fighter. And years ago, in a comic book story called Justice League, The Working Week, it's a one-shot graphic novel. I hate using that term for something like this. I'm anal and retentive about that. That's also a whole long vlog episode in of itself. Years ago, but do a search on your favorite search engine, whatever. It's a day in the life story. This journalist ends up being accidentally stuck on the Justice League watchtower and just watches them do stuff for about a week, and all the funny, goofy, silly things that happen, And one of the things he talks about is the interesting dichotomy with Wonder Woman and Batman as far as where they are in the pantheon of badass fighting mofos in DC Universe. He talks about how, Batman, he's awesome, no question. But he talks about how Wonder Woman is a connoisseur. And for the longest time, I wasn't too sure. I'm like, well, what do you... it didn't quite sink in on what it meant. And then as time passed, it finally I got the idea. For Batman, the reason he's a badass fighter, because that's what he needs. That's what he needs to become Batman. To learn how to fight in 27 different situations, to be able to cripple someone with his pinky, with his other hand tied behind his back, while blindfolded and drinking water. It's a means to an end. Wonder Woman's like Bruce Lee. Her character as a warrior, she loves to fight because it's a lot of fun for her. It is something that she strives for. And it's also her way of looking at the world. She's got that, just like Bruce Lee, she's got the interesting yin and yang thing going on where, you don't start a fight, duh, but you make dang sure you finish the fight, duh. So it was kind of a fun revelation, and this film also the movie really kind of reinforces that, the idea that she has these both sides to her, and how it comes together and balances out really 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 well. The third thing I wanted to bring up, unfortunately, it's more WB bashing. On the other hand, it's one of those things where they make it easy. One of the interesting things that came out during interviews, after the film was released. Speaking of No Man's Land, oh darn it, I forget where the interview was first published, but she was talking about how she had to convince the studio, yes, you need to do No Man's Land, you gotta have the scene, and she talks about how she had to storyboard it and yada yada yada, and all the bean counters and executives are doing the, well, we're not too sure, wah. Now, playing devil's advocate, this film cost $150 million, which compared to Avengers and blah, blah, blah is kind of chump change. But, nonetheless, you're throwing all this money, yada, yada, yada. At some point, I would imagine, some executive in a suit who doesn't know. I'm sorry, I'm getting really mean about that. But again, they make it easy. Warner Brothers does. You're counting everything, and you're looking at this, and you're going, we got to shoot it where? But really? I mean, here's something to keep in mind. Steven Spielberg almost got fired from Jaws because everything was going wrong in the film. Do a Google search, check out the extras on your favorite extended edition. He was in deep crap. Okay, so this thing happens. So that's one thing to kind of keep it. But no, let me go back to that. Sorry. So the issue, I guess, at this point is that it's very typical of the way things go for Warner Brothers. The scene you want to cut, the scene that you think isn't important, so let's save some money. It's not a giant, just simple fight against 87 different Germans that was going to take 20 minutes, and Michael Bay was going to help out with the shots and exposition, and they went no, and even and Patty was also going, yeah, that is kind of, yeah, never mind, that was a bad idea. You're thinking of cutting out the iconic scene, people. Wow. Oops. Guys, please. Right now there's talk that she has not been officially signed to do a sequel, which, but again, it's the umpteenth sign for Warner Brothers. Guys! Oh well. But anyway, just a couple extra thoughts about the Wonder Woman movie. Wow. And week 2, facing up against apparently what could be Tom Cruise's worst movie ever made. So, guess what? Woo! Patty, Gal, and the whole cast and crew going, so, what we call the Wonder Woman 2, people. Anyway, and I probably should cut this short before we go through this all over again. So anyway, hey, y'all, may the force be with you. May the odds forever be in your favor. And as always, peeps, y'all take care of each other, all right? And be very, very good to each other, all right? Peace!